Welcome to the Soon Podcast.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Soon Podcast.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Amanda Lynn, and we are two sisters living two very different lives, and we like to come together and dish on all things health and wellness, fashion, and design.
I've just completed my first triathlon, and I'm in rough shape.
She completed it today. Why do I look so white? Hang on. This doesn't look great. That's a little better. It was giving, I don't know, bad. Okay, anyways, she literally just completed her triathlon today, like 4 hours ago. So why don't you fill us all in, spill the tea, tell us how the triathlon was, what you loved, what you hated, and everything in between.
Yes, Amanda called right after, and I said, let's just save it for the pod because
And she
I'll
wouldn't
just
tell me a thing.
fill you in. And I thought we'd record immediately, but I needed to take a nap. But I couldn't even take a nap properly because a lot of the supplements that you take before a triathlon or during have caffeine in them. And so I'm like kind of cracked out, but like also really tired.
So you were juicing? Is that what they call it?
Juicing, I think blood doping. What are
Yeah.
you saying?
You know, like what were the supplements?
They're called goos.
Goes?
Yeah, it's like these little packets and it's just goo. And some are fruity, some are chocolatey. And I thought I would try to get like the cleanest one. And it was like a blueberry puree. Disgusting. So I got my preservatives in today and I got the birthday cake flavor and it tasted like vanilla pudding.
Oh, cute. Okay, well, that's good. So why don't you walk us through the day? How early did you wake up? When did you start? What was your time?
My time. Oh, we will not be discussing my time. So I woke up today at 4:30 a.m. So a triathlon is swimming, biking, running. And then when you are done swimming, you go to your bike. When you're done biking, you go to the same area, you put your bike back, and then you go run. And that area is called the transition area. And they're like, okay, you have to set up your transition area. So get your bike in there, your towels, your shoes, all of that stuff, and you have to get it set up by 6:30. They close the area off. So Paul and his mom, my husband and his mother, my mother-in-law, did the triathlon too, but they did the full version, which is insane. And I did a sprint, which is like a 3-mile run, a 500-meter swim, and I don't know how much biking, but took like 40 minutes or an hour or something. But yeah, so we had to get there, park, set up our transition area, and it was still dark out. It was insane. So then we set those up, and then it was really cool because Paul and his mom started at 7 or 6:50 and 7 a.m. and mine wasn't until 7:30. So I actually got to watch them do their swim, get out of the water, and I got to cheer them on. So that was really cool. And then I had to go line up and I was like, oh my God, this is nuts. So it's really cold in the water. I think they said it was 63 degrees. So we're all wearing our wetsuits. It was just pure chaos. They're like, okay, now go. And we're all like swimming on top of each other. I'm like hitting people's legs. People are hitting my legs. You're kind of trying to figure out if you're supposed to cut some of these people off because they're slow.
Oh,
Or I was worried about the swim. So I thought I would be really dead last, but it turned out I was in the middle. So that's kind of worrisome because I worry for some of those ladies. how were some of them slower than me? Like what the hell?
You're a good swimmer. That is a crazy thing to say. You're like actually a legit really good swimmer. So
Not in the open water.
yes,
The
you
open
are,
water is a
Alyssa.
different
It's like
story.
not that different. But anyways, okay, keep going. So you swam first, and then what was your next battle?
So honestly, on the swim, I get done with half of the swim, and then on the second half, I was struggling. Like, okay, not that bad. Not as bad as I had been like practicing, but it just felt like the shore was not coming closer. I was freaking out. And did I tell you my strategy to make sure I wasn't freaking out about fish the whole time?
No.
My strategy was to sing Our Song by Taylor Swift over and over in my head.
Why would you pick that song?
I don't know, but I was like, okay, what's something I can just sing over and over in my head? So that was one of them. And yeah, I finished swimming.
Wait, pause. I just have a funny tidbit to throw onto that because when I will not talk while you sip that drink. Put that away. It's not chic. Anyways, okay. I have a funny little tidbit to add to Alyssa's story of her singing, doing weird stuff. So when
Weird stuff.
when we used to go to the lake when we were younger, my dad would always pull us like on the tube and he would get really crazy. So it'd be kind of scary sometimes. And we would see Alyssa holding on for dear life and she is just singing at the top of her lungs, like trying to get through this tubing experience. And so I just think that that's funny. It's clearly your coping mechanism.
It is, and I won't lie, I knew that. Like I drew inspiration from that tubing event. I was like, okay, this is going to help me get through it. Cause I was like, okay, I could pretend that I'm cooking a recipe in my head,
Oh,
but
okay.
that was too hard,
Yeah,
too
that's a lot of
complex.
steps. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that got me through it, but I was not thinking about the fish at all. Like there was so many swimmers and I was more like thinking about all the people around me. We
Okay.
were all on top of each other. Yeah. And so then I get out of the water and I run to my bike. I'm super disoriented. Like swimming always made me a little vertigo-y, like,
Mhm.
ooh, with the water and the sky. And so I like sat down to like take off my wetsuit and put on my shoes. And Paul looked up my transition times after, and we never practiced transitioning like from swim to bike, whatever. I didn't think twice about it. He was
Right.
like, "What the hell were you doing?" He's like, "Were you taking a snack break? Like, this is why you fell so behind in your time." And I'm like, I was disoriented. I don't know what
You
was
needed like a
happening.
quick stop crew that's like, here's your shoes. Here's your
Yes. Or why can't they just pause the time? Like, why?
Yeah, I feel like the transitions shouldn't count. How long were
I
your
know.
transitions? Now I'm interested.
Let me double check. But I will say I did my swim and I was in the middle.
Okay. That's great.
That was good.
Yeah, that's amazing. You beat all those bitches.
Okay, so the swim took me 12 minutes, 34
Wow.
seconds. So it was a 2.5 minute per 100-meter pace, whatever that means. And I was placed 322 out of 641. So literally in the
Woo!
middle.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know. And then it took me 6 minutes to transition. And that brought me from place 322 to 548.
Are you kidding?
These people were ripping their wetsuits off and hopping on their bike. And yeah, I was chilling.
As you
Whatever, whatever. So I wasn't really doing it for time or anything, but it does suck that like added that
so much.
really put me so far behind.
Yeah, that is annoying.
But then yeah, I jumped on my bike. We were really pedaling around. It was such a far bike, but it was really cool because they roped off the drivers on the road. So every time I've practiced biking, I'm like so focused on the other drivers around me and the other
Right.
bikers and this and that. And this time you can just focus on the road, you and the road, and cutting off these people in front of you. And I was cutting off a lot of people and I wasn't expecting that.
Good. Let it out. Life is a highway, baby. You got to ride it
Yeah,
all along.
exactly. But then lo and behold, you're biking your little heart out, and then you hear these professional triathlon bikes coming up next to you, and you can hear them. Like, so people will pay $10,000 for a triathlon bike. And now I know why. They were freaking racing their little souls out.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah. So apparently I was going 14.8 miles per hour on my bike.
Wow. That's quick.
Probably not the best or the worst, but yeah, it was good. I was exhausted after the swim and I knew I needed to like house some goo, but I could barely breathe and I was like my heart rate was through the roof, so I was like trying to just make it through and house this goo. But anyways, so then I get back to the other transition spot, spent 4 minutes there doing nothing. I'm not sure what I was doing because
4 minutes is kind of a long time.
yes. So most people like have to change shoes. I didn't have to change into my running shoes. I was wearing them. It's not like the first one where I needed to take off my wetsuit and do all
Yeah.
this stuff. So I'm not sure what I was doing,
Probably
you
just
know?
taking a breath, taking a beat.
Yeah. So then I went from 500th place to 563rd
How many?
out of 645.
Okay.
So I'm falling back there,
You
you
were
know?
falling behind, but that's fine.
And the run is not my strong suit. But I never enjoyed running more than during the race. So
Oh,
that was like
no.
the best surprise.
That is cute. So what did you end at what place?
549 out of 648.
Wow, I feel like that's good. There was 100 more slow pokes behind
Losers.
losers. Suck,
Yeah.
suck.
And so then I get to the finish line and I literally started crying. It was just the coolest feeling ever.
That is so cool and so special, and I'm beyond proud of you. I actually know you started crying because mom texted Omar and I, and she said, Alyssa's crying. I'm crying. I miss you.
Yeah,
Love
I
you.
grabbed my medal and I was like, I promise I'm okay. I'm not injured or anything. I'm just like so proud of myself and that's why I'm
Yeah,
sobbing.
good. You
So,
should be. That's amazing.
yep. And then Paul came in and then his mom came in right after. They did double the amount that I did of, work and they weren't that far behind me. So that was humbling, but
Mom, so when she was, because our parents are there. I was not
volunteering.
get, unfortunately, but my mom was called. She told me on the phone, and she goes, yeah, and Alyssa came in 6 minutes before Paul, and I was like, oh my god, that's actually amazing. And she was like, well, Paul did like double what she did, but still 6 minutes before him. I'm like, you cannot say that to people.
I know. She was like, "You won." And I was like, "What? What?" And Paul and Therese started 30 minutes before me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but they cruised. They were
Yeah.
cruising.
That's amazing. Well,
But
we're so
yeah,
proud of you guys. And if any of you little soon queens want to participate in a triathlon, hit up my sister because now she knows all the tips and tricks. And if you're ever in a stressful situation, just sing yourself a song over and over and over again, and you'll be fine.
if you need to distract yourself, it really does help. It helped me get in my groove when I was swimming and just kind of tune out everything else that was going on. But then they didn't allow headphones for the rest of the race. So it was just a lot of silence, but it was nice.
Weird. I
It
feel like a
was,
headphone would have been kind of nice. You could just like listen.
Yeah, especially for the bike, it's like 43 minutes. But I mean, you're totally in a different world because you're in a race. It was good without the headphones and everything. And I don't know. Yeah, I think it's really cool to challenge yourself. I definitely thought I would like open water swimming and I thought I would like biking. So I was like, okay, I like two out of the three things. I'm going to do this. Then it turned out I absolutely dreaded the open water swimming and the running was really, really hard on me. So then actually getting to race day was kind of scary and nerve-wracking. But you can get through anything. That's what it taught me, and I'm just so, like, proud and shook at all of it. So, everyone should do something that scares them a little bit.
Ooh, I love that. Okay, cool. I love that. We're proud of you. That's amazing.
Like your hot Pilates you did the other day. Why don't you tell us about that?
Anyways, that leads me right into my topic of the week, which is hot girl fall. You know, we've all had hot girl summer. Usually, fall is like my cozy, lazy season. It's getting brisk outside. I don't want to move. But this year, we are going to be cozy and cute, but still hot. You know, we are going to be working our bodies, working our minds, working on wellness while still, hibernating. So we can do it all, ladies. And what is your face?
I just didn't expect this topic from you. You guys, I came out of my triathlon and I'm like, we need a podcast. It's Sunday and our podcast is supposed to come out Tuesday. You work tomorrow, so we need to like do this.
Yeah.
So Amanda's just kind of throwing this topic out of nowhere, and I'm just,
Well,
shook.
it's been something that's weighing heavily on my mind ever since 2 podcasts ago when you were talking about how we should be working out more to help build our immune system. So I've taken on working out 3 times a week for the month of October. And so that is my hot girl fall situation. And I'm just trying to give the girlies that also hate working out like me a little guidance onto like how to make it a little bit more enjoyable.
Okay, what do we got?
So, just for a little background, if you guys don't know, I despise working out. I hate it. Actually, I don't hate like the actual working out, but I hate like being there. I hate like getting all ready to go work out. I hate being tired afterwards. I hate being sore. So, overall, like, I don't love the idea of working out, but I've been really working on like trying to find a balance for that. So, I want to start with just the mindset overall for getting to become your best self this fall. I think that one thing, and I know this is going to sound silly and crazy, but I really do think that having little workout outfits that inspire you are a really good step. Okay. So if you have a little workout outfit and you're like, I can't wait to wear this, I feel like that's always a good start because it kind of gets you in the mindset. It gets you excited about like putting it on, going to an actual workout, showing your little outfit off. So that's my start.
Where are you getting these workout outfits from?
My favorite is always I love Fabletics. I think that they're really affordable and I love their workout pieces. Like they're actually really comfortable to work out in. We love Aloe. Ugh, their sets are so cute. And then we love Lorna Jane. If you guys haven't been to, are they still in business?
So they are. I don't know if they're in the US though. When I went to Australia, they were still a thing. And they're
Yeah.
an Australian business. So that was fun. But
So if
the
you
store
haven't,
in Arizona
the
closed.
store that we had here in Arizona closed, but Alyssa and I both loved their pieces. And I have a set that I bought from them like years ago, and I still wear it, and it still is like in perfect condition, even though I've worn it 100 times.
Is
So,
this the cheetah one?
yes, it's the cheetah one. It doesn't even
Wow.
look like I've washed it a million times. It's amazing quality. So, those are my tops for workout outfits. What are your favorites? Because I feel like you have more than I do.
So I love Vuori. I love an occasional Lululemon situation.
Okay.
And I love Beyond Yoga.
Oh, well, I don't have
So
I just have
soft.
Lululemon, but I don't have anything from Vuari, and I do think that I know. Yeah, I know. So that's on my list. But anyways, so start with finding an ensemble that speaks to you, that gets you excited. And I feel like that's like a good mental health shift to make you feel a little bit more excited about like starting
I
to.
have one more.
Okay. Okay. What?
Free People Movement.
Free People Movement does have good active wear. And
Slay.
I wore one of their, this was a mistake by me, but I wore one of their white, like ribbed, tight sports bras, white,
Yes.
to a hot yoga class. And it did not get see through, which was truly a gamble because I realized halfway through, I was like, wait, this is actually like a terrible idea. But it, wasn't see through. So that's big. Good on them. We love them. Okay. Another thing that I have found really helpful, and this is like in no way sponsored, I wish it was, but I think Alyssa and I have both talked about this before, but Class Pass has been such a game changer for making me want to work out because I am not the kind of girl, like, I will usually plan my class the day of or the night before. Like, I don't really book super far in advance. And I feel like ClassPass allows you to select classes, try different places. Like you don't have to put all of your eggs in one bucket. It just allows
Mm-hmm.
you to find an assortment. And sometimes, your credits are X amount a month. Some classes are like on sale, some are a little bit more if you want to splurge. And I just think that ClassPass has been a huge game changer for making me want to work out, especially when I'm like, oh, my credits are going to expire. I need to do a class, So it's very fun and I really like it.
Yes, you're welcome. And I feel like you didn't even use my referral link.
I don't actually know if I did, which I do feel bad about because
Yeah, you and mom
yeah, I don't know
owe
what
me some classes. But
I
I'm obsessed with ClassPass.
yes.
I do wonder if I was consistent at some of these places, like how strong I would be, but maybe I wouldn't end up, being consistent. So I'm really glad to have ClassPass. And I just want to go to all the types of Pilates, all the types of places around me.
Yes.
P-Volve, if you have a P-Volve by you, they're on ClassPass and they are incredible and
Mhm.
also really expensive. So it's nice to get to use those on ClassPass. And also it keeps you accountable because if you are like us and you book it like the night before when you're hyped up, you can't cancel it or they'll give you, a cancel fee.
They'll charge
So
me the actual location's cancellation policy. So it's like sometimes it's $15, sometimes it's 20, XYZ. So I never
if it's within 12 hours.
yeah, if it's within their time frame, but I do think that motivation gets a lot harder as the weather gets colder because we don't want to get out of bed. We don't want to, it's tough, but I do think that ClassPass really helps with motivation as a whole and gets you excited about trying new classes.
I love ClassPass.
Okay, so I'm going to do like a quick dive on my personal routine, what I've been doing for this month so far, and it's been working out really, really well for me. So I always do a Monday workout, a Tuesday workout, and then I kind of leave my third workout to whatever the rest of my week looks like. But I think Sunday's really consistent for me because I'm off. Tuesdays, it just works because I work from home that day. So I can do a workout early in the morning or right when I get off of work. And I just don't feel as rushed. And then the rest of the week, I just kind of play it by ear. But I've been very into Pilates lately. That's pretty much the only workout that I like to do aside from I really like the biking classes, but I haven't been on my biking game lately. So I usually do one regular Pilates class, just like a regular reformer class. It's just nice. I think that Pilates is like kind of calming because it's a lot of stretching, feels good. You're laying down, love it. Then I'll do a jump board class, which is the opposite. It's so intense. I'm always like panting and dying, but I feel like I get a really good workout from that one. And it kind of like, it really changes it up because during regular Pilates, you're not using your jump board as much. So I feel like it's kind of a fun shift. And then I'll do a heated mat Pilates class. That's been my routine. The heated mat Pilates class, I will say, is a lot. And I'm still getting used to them. So the last class that I went to, one of my friends, she invited me to go with her and she was like, it is kind of like intense. So I was genuinely terrified to go to this class because it's like where like all of like the really cool like hot girls work out. And I was like, I'm not, not there. And so I go in and they give you the ankle weights to put on. And I was like, oh no. So we put the ankle weights on. It's 105 degrees. Okay. It is so hot. It is
Ew.
so hot. And so we did that. And these girls are little powerhouse monsters because they are there with their ankle weights. They're kicking, they're lunging, they're doing that. I was literally like, I was like, I'm just, you know what? We're just going to use this as a sauna moment because I can't do it. I was going full force in the beginning. And then I was like, at the end, I was like, I can't do another lunge. I literally cannot. I will pass out and die right here, right now. But I feel like the hot Pilates classes, they make me feel so good afterwards because it just like extracts like all of the everything, all the negative, all the everything like out of your body. Just makes me feel so good. And so that is my weekly roundup.
Okay, well, it
Yeah.
also extracts any minerals in your body, so you better be drinking electrolytes.
I did. I had a hydration packet afterwards.
Good, good. And I notice you haven't incorporated strength training, so I guess I'll be discussing that during our next episode.
Yeah, Alyssa's a big strength trainer girl. And like I said, I'm currently on a Pilates kick. So this is what I'm doing. You guys do you. But Alyssa can talk about strength training because I don't know anything about that in our next episode. But I just have a couple more things for my fall seasonal.
No, I'm also a reformer girly. I go once a week, but you have to incorporate strength training as a woman. And I guess I'll explain why next time.
Please do. Okay, so aside from just the basics of working out and getting our bodies moving, I do think that confidence also comes from the outside in, the inside out. It goes both ways, okay? And I feel like in the fall, it's colder and not laying out as much.
Mm, 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 mm.
And I like to be a bronze beauty. Okay. So I think, genuinely speaking, I like to incorporate a spray tan every other week if I can swing it, just because I feel like I'll immediately feel more confident. If I feel more confident on the outside, I'm going to feel better on the inside. And I feel like it's very easy to go down that little fall spiral of being like, I'm cold. I don't look good. I don't want to move right now. I'm just going to curl up and go into like my little hibernation slump. And I feel like these are tips to get us out of that.
Oh, a spray tan. Yes. Yeah, I think that I don't realize how pale I am until summer comes. So maybe everyone can be like me and not really have a lot of mirrors in their house and just like not realize how
You
pale you are.
don't have a lot of mirrors in your household. So it's actually like kind of unsettling.
Yeah, I wish I did, but now, maybe that's a perk is you don't know how pale you are.
You can't look at yourself. Well, that
But we don't look as good not tan. It's so sad.
is true. And I know that that's totally a personal preference, but I feel like us as women, we get in our heads where we're like, that's so superficial. That's so silly. I do think that it's part of like just genuine maintenance when you're going into the colder seasons to just make yourself feel a little bit better about yourself if that's what brings you joy. So don't feel bad for yourself if you're like, oh, I'm getting another spray tan. If it makes you feel good, girl, do it. Get your spray tan, enjoy yourself. We are working on feeling mentally happy and confident for the fall.
Or even just, the face tan drops. I feel like those are really helpful just to give your face like that
A
healthy
little
glow.
glow, and maybe I like to, use them on my hands and my wrists. Like if you live somewhere actually cold and you're not wearing like skin showing, put it on your face, your ears, your neck, and then like your hands and your wrists. So that way, like you look like you match. And it's just an easy little quick fix. I love
Yeah, I think it's, biologically, we look really a lot better. Like our teeth look whiter, our eyes are brighter when our skin is just a slightly bit tanner.
it.
But I don't know.
It's true. But anyways, so I'm just hoping that this fall we can all just be the best, hottest, coolest versions of ourselves and work on pushing ourselves and trying new things, like Alyssa was saying with her triathlon. And we're just going to have the best time.
Yes, yes, we shall. I am glad that my triathlon was now, which is October, because the water would have been so cold.
I know. And you're lucky because it is a blistering storm here in Arizona. And you guys had like sunny sky.
Mm-hmm.
I was so confused. Actually, I'm going off topic for a second because I can't believe I let you have your moment in the beginning, but I'm just going to make this about me at the end. Everyone knows I'm a new homeowner, okay? And I just want to tell everyone that it is exhausting sometimes, okay? So we're having some crazy storms here in Arizona, which it happens like I would say every 5 years we get like really, really intense rainstorms where like the freeway closes, no one knows what to do because like no one knows what to do when it rains here. We went out last night. We had a great time. We went out for one of my best friend's half birthdays, which are under celebrated. Okay. So we went out for his half birthday. We had a grand old time, came home, woke up, slept in. Like we were having a happy little Sunday. My husband goes to our basement and he instantly trips on water. Our basement flooded. While we were out having a grand old time, our basement turned into a water park. So instead of having our fun little relaxing Sunday, we had to get a shock vac,
Shop with a P.
shop. We had to get a shop vac. And we're out there sucking water off of the ground, off of my rug. My rug was so wet that when I stepped, it was like gliding through water. It was
Squishy.
like irrigation water mixed with rainwater. Like it was just terrible. And so we had to suck all of that up. Now I have to get a handyman out to find the leak, hopefully, and figure out what is going on. But I was like, I can't do this. This is not giving hot girl fall. This is giving tired girl.
Not to mention that your handyman is not the same handyman anymore. He ditched you guys.
You guys want to hear the saddest thing? I was raving about our handyman. Found this handyman, loved him. He was doing everything so fast, so great, so excited. We obviously paid him everything we owed him. I was like, we have so much more for you. Like, I am so excited. You are a literal blessing. I was so nice to him. He did half of a job for something. And then he was like, I'm going to come back and finish it tomorrow. And we're like, okay, slay. No problem. Tomorrow comes. No. Next day comes. Crickets. The next day rolls around. We're like, hey, love you. Where are you at? Gone. Dead. He's not dead, but he just is dead in my mind because he broke my heart. He literally broke my heart. I was so excited. So we found a new handyman and he's going to come take a look at our leaky basement and hopefully stick around. I don't understand the laws of a handyman, but I feel like this happens more often than not where like they will finish a project and then you're like, oh my God, I found the best handyman. I'm going to use you for the rest of my life. And they're like, I'm never going to talk to you again.
I want to say, give him a month and then reach back out. Let him forget all about you.
Yeah, and then he'll
And
just show
then,
up and be like, "Oh, it's this house." And I'm like, it
yeah,
makes you internally be like, "What did I do wrong?" But I'm like, "Nothing. Nothing." I literally
no.
was like, "Do you want some water? Do you want some do you want some tea?" Like I'm like offering him our firstborn essentially to make sure that our lights go in properly. And he ditches me like I'm yesterday's leftover lunch. So it was very upsetting. And I can't talk about it until I find a new good handyman that I feel confident in.
I'm sorry, sis. Oh, I did want to update about the wetsuit prank that you had me pull over on call.
Oh, okay. Remind everyone if they didn't listen last week.
Yes, so my husband's been leaving his wetsuit on the front gate for a long time now, and it's a nuisance, and I feel bad for our neighbors. I'm like, we're just a gross little
It's
house
not.
when you put that wetsuit out there. And so Amanda suggested that I hide it. I take it from the front gate and I hide it so that he thinks someone stole it. He gets home from his shift late at night and he's like, "Did you move it?" And I was like, "Move what?" Pretending like nothing. I couldn't even look at him. So I didn't even look at him because I would have like cracked up and died. But also I was sad. Like I could tell he was devastated. And so then like he ran back outside to look for it and he's like, "It's not here." And I was like, "I'm sorry. It was me." And he was like, "That's not a funny prank." And then he left his wetsuit out there for the rest of the week. So,
Oh my gosh. See, you should have let it go on for like 3 days.
ooh,
Do
dang, that would have been
do it
good. Do
again.
it again. Yeah. No, but we did have a chat and I was just like, "Okay, you got to respect this boundary. Like it's not cool to our neighbors to leave this out here. Like we're not in OB anymore."
No
So,
offense to
yeah.
OP, Alyssa, you psycho. But anyways,
Yes, offense to OB.
does everyone leave their wetsuits out?
I mean, they're such a beach town and now we're like 10 minutes inland. I'm like, "Okay, this is just a cute little neighborhood
Yeah,
and you can't just throw your wetsuits
you
here and there." But
packing.
I also wanted to see, I know you are doing this, hot girl fall, but you said that you were going to put in electrolytes and sea salt into your water this last month. Did you ever do that at your work?
I didn't do it. I haven't done it. So we're doing as much as we can. And right now we're focusing on working out 3 days a week. And that is a lot. Okay. I don't have time to also add salt into my water.
Yes. And apparently you have been, talking to Omar about being gluten-free.
Okay. Everyone took my words and really spun them and ran with them. I said after our podcast where you were talking about the gluten being so bad for us and yada, 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 all the things, I said we should try to eat it less.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. And everyone's like, she wants to go gluten free. Oh my God. And I was like, no, I just said, like, if we don't need to have bread with dinner, like, don't put it with, like, I'm literally just saying, stop buying us so much gluten. What do? We
Yes.
eat gluten all the time. No one listens to me in this house.
You got to take a stand and you can't let people bully you. Like, one thing that we have to tell our clients at Mad Healthy is if people are like, "Why are you eating like this?" Like blah blah blah, then you just say, "This is the how I feel my best." You know?
I don't know if
Or
that would make me feel my best, but I was just trying to, try something new. It's a try something new season. Okay.
you just say, "I'm working on my gut health."
Yeah.
So, the last thing I want to bring up before, we tune off for a few days because then we have to re-record again.
Yeah. Wednesday.
Is Wednesday. Oh my God, because you're going to a wedding. Is that while I was in line waiting to go into my swim heat, they had speakers and they were playing Opalite by Taylor Swift. And I was wondering if you've heard her new album.
I have heard her new album, and here's the thing. Okay. I We've talked about this before. We like Taylor Swift. We're not Swifties, but we do like her music. Okay. We like her as a person sometimes. But this album, this is tough. I loved what this album could have been. I loved the beat.
Mm,
I literally loved the beats. I feel like all of her songs, I'm like, ooh, I could just like bop my head to this. It's so boppy. It's so fun. It's so good. But then when you listen to it and you realize what she's saying, like
mm.
I pledge allegiance to, what is it? To your hands, your team, your vibes. That is the worst thing I've ever heard. Okay.
I didn't even know that was a lyric.
Yeah, it is. I pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes. Your team? Are you kidding me? That is the worst thing. I can't even. And then I love a little like fun poppy situation, like wish list. She's talking about Balenci shades. Like we aren't buying Balenciaga anymore, Taylor Swift. And then also like baby face with the big booty. Like I'm like, these are lyrics from 2001. Like what are you doing? I feel like the people on
Wow.
said it best where they were like, she sounds in this album like a 13-year-old who just learned how to cuss when she's like the song Would. I'm like, Taylor, are you serious? We do not need to be singing about this. We all know that he's a big man. Like, leave us alone, okay? So that's how I feel. Granted, I've been listening to it nonstop, but every time I'm like, I hate these lyrics, but I will not stop playing it. So, that's just classic Taylor,
Yeah, I didn't know you felt that way. I didn't know.
Very strongly,
Um,
actually.
I've been feeling this way about Taylor for a long time. I mean, I think she's a chuggy bitch, but we support her because they're bops. I never got into the Easter eggs. I never, and then she had a couple albums that it was just so much lyrics, so much poetry that I was just like, I cannot.
Too much.
And so I don't know how she flip-flopped so much, but I was so excited for The Life of a Showgirl, like her album cover and all of the amazing artwork that's come with it. I thought it was going to be really interesting and vibey, but I'm like, okay, it's another Taylor Swift album. Like, I don't think there's anything on there that really stands out from the pack. Do you?
No.
Like, we all have our favorites from the album, but we're not like, this is gonna be a
Not
bop to the
like
top
a
to
Red
remember.
album where it like blew
Red.
like it was fun, it was meaningful, it was like beautiful. Like, no, it's sad too because I feel like this is going to be her last album for a long time. I feel like the ending, like the Life of a Showgirl song, I feel like was kind of like her sign off, and Sabrina Carpenter was on that song where I feel like it was almost like her passing the torch of like pop starism while she focuses on having her marriage and babies and all the things like that. That was really the vibe that I was getting. And I was like, if this is your last album for a minute, like, I hate that for you.
Do you think her and Travis need to break up?
Travis is holding her back. No, I think she needs to take a minute, She just got off of this huge tour for like 2 years where she traveled the entire every inch of this world and performed. And then she went right into writing an album and producing that. And I'm like, girl, take a beat. Like take a beat. Maybe you do wait a few more years for another album, maybe like 5, maybe like 10. You get married, you'll have your kids, and then maybe you'll have something that's like actually meaningful to write about that's not your man's wood, you know?
Mm.
That's
I mean, she's in love for the first time. I thought we would be getting some, I don't know, just, I mean, I just sang our song today and
we just don't
wow.
hear our song anymore. You get
Go back to country.
Yeah, maybe that would be something truly inspiring is if she waited a little bit, she, established herself again as a person, as not Taylor Swift, the superstar, just like a person who's in
Yes.
love and happy in her own life and wrote a country album. I feel like that would be inspiring and amazing, and honestly, probably what she needs for her soul. But that's just me.
Yeah, maybe it's just the poppiness. Maybe we're just not into Taylor Swift pop albums. I
I
don't know.
She's just had too many of them. I'm like, what
Yeah.
else do you have to say?
And it wasn't a standout, there wasn't a lot of songs that stood out from all of her other songs, they just
Mhm.
blend in a lot, but it's a fine album. We're gonna be listening to it bopping around, but we are gonna
Tell it
speak
like
our
it is.
truth.
It's the truth, you know? I'm sorry to say,
Yes.
I hope you and Travis have the best time. Give yourself a break, okay? If you ever listen to the Soon podcast, just give yourself a minute.
Give yourself a break, read some books. Get out there,
You know? You know?
Um, what did you think of Selena Gomez's wedding dress?
I thought she looked beautiful. I have a very hard time with Selena Gomez as well because I like her.
We are haters.
I'm very excited for her. I think, and I don't like to speak on people's appearances, but I do get a little worried for her when in 1 year she goes from various sizes. She looks beautiful in all of them, but she
Mhm.
looked very thin for her wedding. And I'm like, what? Like, did you have to take stuff to get like that? Like, it just, I feel like I'm like seeing her at the beginning of the year to now. I'm like, this could not have been like a natural, healthy progression. And it just scares me for her personally. On the flip side, she looked amazing. The wedding looked stunning. I loved the pictures. I feel like they look so in love and they're so intimate. And I did see a TikTok that I thought was interesting. Someone had an idea where they thought, that they took her and Benny, they think that they took their editorial photos a day before. So they had
Oh,
the professional photos done and then all of the photos of them just like hanging out together, like that was the actual wedding. So that way they could just be themselves, which
yeah.
I feel like would be a very her thing to do. So that way she doesn't feel like the pressure of getting the shot throughout the night, which is fine.
Mhm.
So I thought it looked beautiful.
I know, I'm happy for them, I hope they last, and, yeah, I just want her to be healthy. It's not saying she's not healthy, she could be under the care of a doctor who's literally doing Ozempic with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough's enough on that. Like let's call it quits at the dose you're at because you're turning into just
Get any smaller, a little
a twiggy.
person. I know. And I just think that she's such a beautiful person. I will say, last thing on the wedding, but have you seen Benny Blanco's house? Have you seen his house tour?
Yes.
Okay, so his house is very eccentric. It's
Mhm.
sick. It is so cool. So I was a little underwhelmed by their wedding overall scheme. It looked stunning, like breathtaking to die for, but it just seemed so simple. Whereas I feel like he is such like a presence. And I
Mhm.
thought, like in my head, I was like, maybe they'll get married and it'll be like a velvet room and like color and like more fun. But it wasn't. It was just like a classic wedding. And I was just expecting something a little bit more like Benny Blanco cool versus like every celebrity wedding. And that just might
Well, did you see their food station?
no.
Really? It said like Selena and Benny and it kind of looked like a New York City street food corner and it was really cool. So maybe they do have some little pieces here and there that they haven't like shown yet.
I'm looking it up.
Oh, it was their rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, like that's cute, but it's still
The food stand?
that's cute. I like the food stand. I like the food stand that what you said was just for their rehearsal dinner. So I feel like I was expecting little pops of that like throughout their
Mhm.
just to make it feel a little bit more unique and like personal to them. But it's not what we got.
Personality.
So oh well, what are you gonna do? To
Yeah, on to the next.
All right. Well, that concludes our episode. We will be doing a few posts for this, but just a reminder that at the end of this month, for our sisterly advice section, we are going to be doing a spooky story version. So write in your scary stories, and it can be an actual scary story with something that happened to you. It could be an embarrassing story. It could be, I'm not sure if there's scary advice, but if you have scary advice where you're like, ooh, spooky, give me some advice on this, we will.
Scary advice.
Scary advice. Like, scary advice. I feel like scary advice could be like, I just fried off all of my hair. What do I do now? Like,
I'm bald. Help.
she's bald. She's bald and she's torturing people who have hair. That's what we would respond.
What's that from?
It's from, oh my gosh, the Totally Spies.
Totally Spies?
When we were like 6, but that.
Spy Kids?
No. Look up Totally Spies, Alyssa, and you are going to be like, oh my God, I forgot about them. It's a trending sound on TikTok. So
I do have homework for you.
What?
You need to watch Love is Blind.
I don't have time. I'm not doing that. I don't like that show.
Fine. Well, I will try to get up to date so that I can talk to the people about it.
Yeah,
because they care.
I can't stand it.
All right. Well, we love you all. And God, I'm so glad my triathlon's done. So
Aren't we all?
peace out. But wasn't that more interesting than, say, like running a marathon?
Yeah, I think so.
It was probably way easier, but yeah, it was just interesting to talk about. So I hope you guys didn't mind that I would pop in and chat about it.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's like, oh, thank God her triathlon season is over. No, I'm just kidding. I think people are going to love it. So we love you
I feel the same.
and we're proud of you. And everyone have a happy fall.
Happy fall.
Talk
Talk
soon.
soon.